Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video here, I'm just gonna basically talk about certain things I look for before using the trend lines, the things that have to align, the pullback, how the pullback should look, when to trade a certain pullback, etc., etc. So let's get into the video. We're currently on volatility 50. This is the index that I mostly trade. So we start. Well, I start on the 24-hour time frame, and I ensure that I know what trend the market is in. So I'm seeing that the trend it's trending downwards. It's currently in a downtrend from that point to that point. And I start with this trend line. I start the trend line here because if I was to start it here, there's a dip here, and the trend line would constantly be broken. For example, this would be the first high to connect it to. It broke. Connecting it, always connecting it. Even here, it's continuing to break the trend line, giving me false signals that it's going up. So I just work with this current one here, since it's better that way. We have one touch on the trend line, and then we have another touch here, and we have another steep pullback, even though it didn't touch the trend precisely, but it was close enough and it stayed below the trend line. All right, so basically what I do after this, if the market is trending downwards, I go down on the lower time frame and wait on a pullback. You can either go down on the I either go down on the 4-hour time frame to look for the pullback trend, or I go down on the 1-hour time frame. Okay, so I don't just stay on the 4-hour time frame, even though the 4-hour time frame is my favorite time frame to trade on. I sometimes go on the 1 hour as well. If the 4 hour is not giving me anything, I work on the 1 hour. So, all right. So say the market has finally passed this level here. This to me is consolidation. So we would outline this high as the high that pushed down the market, the last valid high that pushed down the market, and everything that is between that high and this low here, it's just sideways movement until it breaks out of it. So that was the last high there, and now we're pushing down. Since I'm on the 1 hour time frame, I'm not looking for pullbacks like these. I'm looking for pullbacks after an impulsive move that look like this. You have the low that starts the pullback, then you have the push to the upside creating the high, then you would have a higher low, and then we have another impulse to the upside breaking the previous high, for us to now say, okay, we have a valid pullback, small little valid uptrend. For you to have a valid uptrend, you have to have two or more swing highs and swing lows. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. So I wouldn't trade this. I wouldn't even enter it, because as you can see, the low here that started the pullback pushed up the market, and then what happened? It rejected off of this, it tapped into the fair value gap here, and then pushed to the downside. We're not looking for that. We're not looking for this either, and we're not looking for a pullback like this. The type of pullback that we're looking for, that I'm talking about, it's in this area here. So this is the low. So the market was here first at this low, and then it's pushed to the upside, then pushed to the downside as well. It gave us something that looks like an equal low, or some people would call it liquidity, etc. But after it bounced off of this level here, the market pushed up, breaking the previous high, which means it's giving me signals that, okay, we're having a small little pullback here. Let me see if it's going to be a trend, because the first break doesn't signify, or doesn't signal a complete trend, pullback trend. I have to have two or more swing highs and swing lows. So as we can see here, the market made this low, then gave us a high, then created a higher low, not breaking the previous low here. So now I would come in, since we have one high here, another high, which is now a higher high, and we have a low, and then another low, we can now say, okay, we are having something that looks like a pullback trend, right? So as I said, it's two or more. We only have two swing highs. So I would still come in with my trend line first. Let me just tone this down. So I would still come in with my trend line, even though we have only one higher low, and then I would watch it. If it breaks after just giving me one higher low, that's kind of, I try to stay away from it, because it's only giving me one higher low. In the trend, I'm looking for two or more, right? So this would be the first higher low, and then this would be the second higher low in the pullback trend. If I had put my trend line here and say, okay, I'm just going to work with this one higher high and this one higher low, it would have given me a fake out here, and I would enter and then have to jump out or get stopped out. But because I'm waiting on two higher highs, two or more higher highs and higher lows, this is what we do, and we see the we make the adjustments to this new higher low. So we have two higher highs, which is this one and this one, and we have two higher lows, which is this one and this one, and we can work with the second higher low, which is this one. I call these two higher highs because this was just a high. It was just a high that the market broke, right? So it's not particularly in the uptrend. It's a change. It's the market breaking this high is a change of character. So this high was a part of the downtrend at first. All right. So what we do now, we wait on the break of the trend line. We wait on the break of the trend line, and we can target key levels, probably previous support and resistance level on the higher time frame, or we can either target this level, which is the first low that pushed down the market here. We can target this low, or we can target higher time frame lows. Let me show you what I mean by that. All right, so in this case, the market hasn't been, let me see. All right, so in this case, because the market on this chart, the market hasn't been to this level, it's not showing data. Probably on DerivX, it would show the data, and we could use previous key levels, like previous support and resistance levels. But in the case where the market hasn't been to those levels before, or it's not showing that information, you can target psychological levels, like solid numbers. Like let's go down back on the 1 hour time frame. Where were we? Okay, so we entered here, and the market is pushing down. If you want to hold it longer and you don't want to just target this level here, you can target a solid number that's probably over here. So you could target 124.000. You could target that 124.123. So you could put your target here, because as you can see, after the market came to 124.0000, it gave us a little bit of consolidation, pushed down a bit from the level, and then it reversed. Okay, so you can use those levels, psychological levels. The market tends to gravitate towards those levels and then reverse. Trust me, these levels. All right. So that was one example there. We have another pullback. So we have a change of character here. We see that the market pushed up and changed and break above this previous low that was in the downtrend. So we are seeing a pullback being developed. We wouldn't come in with a trend line until we see two or more swing highs and swing lows. So we wouldn't just connect it from this low here to this low just like that. No, because the market can give us fake outs. Yeah, the market can give us fake outs. So we wait until the market gives us another higher low before we say, okay, let's just adjust our trend line there. So I hope you really understand what I'm saying. You have to wait on a proper trend, a proper pullback trend. If you don't wait on a proper pullback trend, you're not going to be as successful, and you have to exercise patience, because a lot of people will just use the first low here, and you would have gotten a false signal. This is how I avoid certain fake outs in the market. Just wait on two swing highs or two swing lows. Just wait on it. It's different for a downtrend. Wait on two swing lows and then two swing highs. It's just, you just have to apply. But this is what I do to avoid certain things, This is what I do to avoid certain things. Just wait on the pullback trend to develop. We are not looking for pullbacks like these. We're looking for pullbacks that have two or more swing highs and swing lows. This is another example. We have a pullback here, even though it's short. We have the first low here, then we have a higher low here. This is why I say don't always go with the first higher low, because you can get false signals. Look at this. So you wait until you wait until you have a second higher low, and you work with that. You put your trend line here, and as you can see, after the market broke it continued to fall to the downside, etc., etc. The same happened here. You have the low here, then we have the change of character here, and as you can see, all right, let's see. So we have the push to the downside here. We have a steep enough pullback. So this pullbacks like these that have only one candles, they're weak. So I don't work with them. I work with pullbacks that have multiple candles, right? So this is the first low, and then we have another high forming here. All right, then the market is respecting this trend line. It's pushing up, and then we have another high, a valid higher high. It's pushing down, it bounces off of the trend line. That's fine. At the break, I would enter. At the break, and then it would fall to the downside. As you can see, the market reversed on me. Or you come in with a trend line from this high here connecting this lower high, and whenever the trend line breaks, that will be your exit. So you just have to know what you're doing using the trend lines, because they can be double-edged swords. I'm going to repeat what I said. For the pullbacks, wait on 2 or more swing highs and swing lows. That's basically it. So you can avoid the fake outs. You can go ahead and like the video if you like it. Comment if you want to comment. You don't have to. I don't know, save the video for future reference, etc. And thank you for watching the video. Bye. See you in the next one.